I've watched companies that were doing hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue get shut down overnight because they made claims they couldn't back up. I've watched the FTC go after the marketers, smart, successful marketers, and take everything, the money, the company, the personal assets, everything. So here's what I think is going to happen with MedV, and this is my opinion, okay? But based on everything I've seen in 20 years of watching the FTC and the FDA operate, I believe this company is going to get shut down. I don't think it's going to take very long, because here's what the FTC cares about. They care about deceptive advertising. Fake doctors are deceptive advertising. AI generated before and after pictures of patients who don't exist, that is literally deceptive advertising. Claiming your drugs have the same active ingredient as Ozempic without FDA approval, that's also deceptive advertising. Every single pillar of how this company acquired customers is built on something the FDA and the FTC have explicitly said that you're not allowed to do. 800 fake doctor profiles, AI generated before and after pictures, fake patient testimonials, false claims of FDA equivalents, FDA warning letters, 1.6 million patient records exposed, FTC investigations, and it goes on and on. You can make $1 billion by breaking all the rules, but you can lose it all really, really quickly. And the thing that kills me about this is that legitimate marketers, people like you and me who spend the time and the money to do things the right way, we're the ones who pay the price. Because every time a story like this breaks, it makes regulators tighten the screws on everybody. It makes Facebook tighten their ad policy for everybody. It makes consumers more skeptical of everybody. One guy breaks all the rules and the rest of us who play by them get punished for it. If you're a marketer or an entrepreneur who actually takes compliance seriously, who actually makes sure your claims are legitimate, who actually use real testimonials from real people, I want you to type real in the comments, because I think the people watching this who do the right things need to be seen right now, while the guys who are breaking the rules get all the New York Times profiles. The ones doing it right don't get the headlines. So let's change that. Type real in if you build your business on actual integrity. So let me give you the actual playbook for building authority in your business without getting shut down by the FTC, because authority is the game. Bernays was right about that. People buy from people they trust, and people trust experts. That part of psychology is real and it works, and you should absolutely use it. But here's how to do it without creating Professor Albus Dumbledore. Number one, get real testimonials from real customers. I know this sounds obvious, but the reason people resort to fake testimonials is because they're lazy or they don't have a product good enough to generate real ones. If your product works, your customers will tell you. Ask them, make it easy for them, and then record their stories. Those real testimonials are worth 1,000 AI generated fakes, and they won't get you sued. Number two, build real relationships with real experts. If you're selling a health product, find a real doctor who believes what you're doing and then feature them. Pay them fairly, give them editorial control, let them speak in their own voice. One real expert who genuinely endorses your product is worth more than 800 fake profiles, and it's actually legal. Number three, know the rules before you break them, and then don't break them. I mean, don't. If you're selling supplements, health products, weight loss products, anything in the health space, you need to know what the FTC and the FDA allow you to say and what they don't. This is not optional. This is not, I'll deal with it when I get bigger. This is one day before you run your very first ad, because the FTC doesn't care how big you are. They'll come after a company doing $10,000 a month just as fast as one doing $1 billion. The rules apply to everyone. Number four, if you need fake experts to sell your products isn't very good. This is the bottom line. If your marketing only works when you invest in people who don't exist to endorse it, the problem isn't your marketing. The problem is your product. Fix the product and the authority will follow. Real testimonials from real customers, real relationships with real experts. Know the FTC, FDA rules from day number one. And if you need fake experts, your product isn't good enough. And then I want to leave you with the detail that I think sums up this entire story, because this one really stuck with me. Look at your hand. See how many fingers are melted onto the phone? That's because Sandra K doesn't exist. She was generated by AI. And somebody at MedV or one of their affiliates looked at that image and thought, yeah, it's good enough, run it. That's what happens when you stop caring about people you're selling to. You don't even notice when their fingers aren't real, because the people were never real to you in the first place. All right, last question. I really want you to hear from you on this one. We talked about Bernays using real doctors to sell cigarettes, which was manipulative, but at least use real people. Now we got AI creating 800 completely fake doctors to sell weight loss drugs. Where does this go next? Like, what do you think is the next version we're gonna see of people doing things because of AI? Because of this, because I guarantee you that it's coming. The technology only gets better and the fakes get harder to spot. What do you think the next big fake is going to be? I want to hear your predictions. So here's what I keep coming back to with this one. New York Times profile called MedV a glimpse of the future. And honestly, in a way, I think they're right. It is a glimpse of the future. It's just not the future that they were celebrating. It's a future where one person with a laptop and AI can generate 800 fake doctors, generate thousands of fake testimonials, manufacture $1 billion company from a house in LA, and get profiled by the most prestigious newspaper in the world world as a visionary before anyone even checks whether the doctors are real or the FDA has already sent a warning letter. This is the future, and whether it's a good future or a terrifying one depends entirely on who's building it and what rules they follow. So here's what I'll say to every entrepreneur watching. You now have access to the most powerful tools ever created. AI can help you to write better copy, create better content, reach more people, build faster, test faster, grow faster. I use it every single day and I love it. But the same tools that can build a legitimate business can also build $1 billion fraud. The technology doesn't care. It doesn't have a conscience. You have to be the conscious, because at the end of the day, Professor Albus Dumbledore doesn't show up to defend you when the FTC comes knocking. You're on your own. And the rules haven't changed just because the tools got better. Build something real with real people, real results, real experts, and real integrity. Because a business built on lies, even $1 billion lies, doesn't last. It never has, and AI doesn't change that. Now, what I've just showed you is one technique from a playbook that's been built over 100 years. And it started, as you know, with Sigmund Freud figuring out that human beings were driven by unconscious forces. Then there was his nephew, Edward Bernays, who weaponized those ideas. He sold wars to overthrow governments and invented the field of public relations. He literally created the technique of manufacturing expert authority that Gallagher just ran through AI 100 years later. Then a guy named Dan Kennedy, my mentor, figured out how entrepreneurs could use these same dark arts ethically, and I spent 20 years taking all of it and turning it into a system that bootstrapped my company, ClickFunnels, past $1 billion in sales without any venture capital, without a single fake doctor. I made a video telling the whole story. If what you saw got you thinking, that video is going to blow your mind. So go to secretsofpropaganda.com or hit the link in the description and watch it right now while it's fresh, and then subscribe to this channel, because this is the Propaganda Playbook. In every episode, I take a big story from the news, I decode the propaganda behind it, and I show you how to use the ethical versions to grow your business. Same science, same playbook, different story. And the next episode is coming soon. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys on the next one.